redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and to help people recover. Such sad images coming out of Hawaii. Our thoughts with all of those in Hawaii, and if you are able, please help. Let's check in with Chris.
Courtney, we told you the story about 9-year-old Kylie Johnson, who came all the way from Chesapeake, Virginia, to watch Zenaria Hughes. I'm joined with her and her dad, Antonio. Dad, why was it important when she says to you, I really like watching her, to make the drive down here to see her in person?
Well, she started watching her last year when they won the championship, and when it was being so close, I felt like I needed to bring her down here so she can meet her in person, and it just turned into us coming back twice.
Kylie, when you watch her, you're a picture yourself. What do you like about Zenaria?
That when she throws hard, I like that she stays calm and she stays loose, and when she pitches a bat, and then when she pitches a bad ball, she never gives up and she just forgets about it and keeps on going.
I love that. Dad, they got to meet the other day and Zenaria gave her some advice. What's that like to watch her have these role models already?
It's just awesome. You know, it makes her want to try harder and know that she can be on this level someday.
Okay, I want you to raise up your arm. What are you going to give Zenaria after the game?
Friendship bracelet.
I love it. With the Southwest colors. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Okay.
Guys.
Oh my gosh. How cute is Kylie, guys? I love this. Adorable. This is what the Little League Softball World Series is about. And you mentioned, Amanda, these are the tips that Z gave to Kylie when they met for the first time. Isn't that cool? I mean, Zenaria was so calm and well-spoken too when she was talking to Kylie, and these are important things to learn through sports and through being a pitcher, Michelle.
Absolutely. Practice as much as you can. Have fun and never give up. That's my favorite one, the third one.
Me too. Yeah. And that Kylie already sees how Z is able to fight through, and she does have a pitch that's not her best. She never gives up. Love it. A lot of people traveling in for the World Series of stories that we've heard about, in particular this summer. It's going to be an event that continues to grow and grow and grow. Every year we come here to Greenville. It started in 2021, being here in Greenville, North Carolina, and wow, it just gets bigger and bigger. Well, we want to let you know, here is our Sunday night baseball matchup coming up. The series finale between the NL East leading Braves, who have the best record in baseball, and the Mets at Citi Field, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Our coverage begins at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific, with a special 2-hour Baseball Tonight Sunday Night Countdown. Michael K. and A-Rod will have their K-Rod presentation on ESPN2. But hey, before that, at 3 o'clock, are you ready for our championship game on ABC, ladies? New York, this team is 3-0. They've allowed 4 earned runs, tied for the fewest out of the 12 teams here at the World Series. They will be taking on a scrappy and dangerous North Carolina team who might have somewhat of a home field advantage. This North Carolina team from 8 miles away, and we've seen people line up. In fact, I already see a line forming to get in yellow, getting set to see the Southeast team, North Carolina.
And this North Carolina team, even though they're from 8 miles away, they're representing the Southeast. They had to go through states. They had to go to regionals. They beat a good Tennessee team down in Warner Robins in order to make it. So it is ironic that they're just from 8 miles away, but it wasn't like they were given a bye or a host bid. This is a team that went all the way through the qualifying steps and just ironically happened to be here for the championship game.
So if you're watching this and you're local, you better come get in that line.
That's right.
Get a good seat. 3 o'clock today on ABC, North Carolina against New York for the championship.
By the way, this line is forming. The game is still 2 hours away. It is 1 o'clock right now. That game is at 3 Eastern, and people were already setting up their chairs in the outfield at 10 a.m. trying to get a good spot.
But people know what they want.
The shade spot, I think, was the most
People know they want shade.
Yes, sure.
So the water break is over. Remember, the feels like temperature 104. Ambry Ramos flashing the weather.
Now batting number 21, Marina Costas.
Marina Costas up, and let's meet Marina. It's brought to you by Dollar Car Rental. Her favorite athletes are her brothers. Her superstition is a Starbucks pink drink with no strawberries and cold foam, and also a cake pop. And yes, I have memorized that. And her dream job is to be an author.
She has a really good Batman impression, too. We saw her wearing her Batman mask pregame, trying to keep the team loose. Actually, she stumbled into that impression, she says, after being bored on a team trip, and so she painted her entire face with eye black, and also Batman with the heart necklace and the dugout around him for the first time.
Yeah, there's her Batman mask. Now, she tried to wear it with the helmet. That did not work out, but it was a good attempt.
Yes.
I like the effort.
This Connecticut team has a lot of personality. They're very superstitious. We know that about them. They love the movie Titanic, hence the Heart of the Ocean necklace around Batman.
They pull a lot of the different ideas and themes together.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
And Marina Cosmos will take the free pass. First walk issued by Ambry Ramos today. Riley Fagan-Davis.
Yeah, going back to them being so superstitious, they have a lot of different things that they are superstitious about, and putting carpooling in the same cars to the games, eating the same snacks, watching the same shows that on days that they win, and every player kind of has their own pregame superstition too.
My favorite is Emily Sparingo has Grace Weber tie her shoes.
Yeah. And that Grace Weber gives every teammate a hug.
Before and after
Yeah.
the game. I thought that was awesome too.
That's a good superstition. Did you guys have superstitions?
I would call it more routines. Like I would never step on the chalk line. I would jump into the field of play. It was like my wake-up call to time to go to work.
Okay.
But some people would say, oh, that's a superstition. So whatever you want to call it, routine, superstition.
It worked.
It worked.
So, Amanda?
Yeah, I just wore the same sparkly headband for my entire
Oh,
career,
yes.
from
I've heard
freshman
about
year
this.
through senior year. And it was pretty dirty by the end of it. You know, you can't wash it. Yeah, I'm sure Sally Scarborough has it somewhere.
Shout out to Sally.
Sally. Sally, you want my digits so you can text me a picture of that said blinged headband?
Chris, I know you're a competitive diver. Did you have any superstitions?
I would wear the same bathing suit. So there was one for the 1 meter and there was one for the 3 meter, and I would wear whatever day that competition was, that same swimsuit.
Okay. Did it make a difference? Like, I wonder.
I mean, obviously, it's a lot of effort to make sure you have the right one
I mean,
on.
I wasn't a gold medalist, Michelle, but I mean, so maybe not.
I meant from the higher distance.
I mean, you were a club tennis champion, Chris.
That's right.
So,
Don't let her fool you.
yeah.
Great. They even have, this Connecticut team also has a bat that they named Rose, hence again the Titanic theme, that every player has to touch at some point, either before or during the game. A lot of superstitions.
Yep.
Full count for Emily Sparingo. Every night in my dreams, I see you. I feel you. That is how I know. My heart will go on. Yeah. Sorry, Celine, I just butchered your song. 2 free passes in this inning.
What's so funny is that they love the movie Titanic, and it came out in 1997, which would be a good, I don't know, decade to 15 years before any of them were even born.
Right.
It's amazing.
And a lot of them hadn't seen Titanic, even though they made that the theme with Rose, the necklace.
I'm still unsure how it's the theme of the team.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I just don't know what category to put it under.
Yeah. Tying run at second now for Connecticut, and Edward Ramos is going to go out to the circle.
Hey, last time we faced her, she went up the middle because we threw a screw. Hey, let's try to hang out on this corner. Are you good? Caitlin's ready to go. Last batter, regardless. You get her out, she's out. You should get on. It's a new pitcher. Hey, finish strong. Dig deep right here. Try to paint some corners. Let's go. Hey, expect it. 2 outs.
I love the way Coach talks to the team, and when he's going to say something important, he says, hey, to like pull your attention in. Hey, expect it.
Yeah. It gets me locked in. Tammy Katansky trying to tie the game. Jasmine Guerrero charging. Got it. 2 left on for Connecticut, and Texas still leads by a run. You're watching the Little League Softball World Series on ESPN, presented by Dixon. Here comes that game track, brought to you by Geico. Our third place game, Connecticut and Texas. Avery Ramos 2 for 2. Texas, their run coming in the bottom of the first inning, and they just got out of a pickle here. The tying run for Connecticut was at second base. Winner of this game will get third place in our World Series. Zaneria Hughes to lead off. She's playing at first base today. And there's her biggest fan, Kylie, watching. Yesterday, I mean, she went boom.
Went up in the zone and got a rise ball that was basically at her eyes. This is a full count that gave Texas the lead late in the game. You talk about clutch. It was this home run right here by Zaneria Hughes. Her mom, Joanne, went crazy in the stands. We even got to see her moving and grooving with her teammates. Big swing that gave Texas the lead, but then North Carolina came back to win it and claim their spot in the championship game.
She'll send this one back over Grace Weber's head. And Zaneria Hughes on for the second time. Kylie loves it.
She does love it.
Ladies, it's time for Joke of the Day. All of these girls fill out a questionnaire. This one comes from Riley Little. What do you call a pig that does karate?
Pork chop.
That was very quick and very good.
Wow.
Wow,
Man,
nice
Michelle.
Michelle,
I just kind of blurted that out.
no, just do it. And Michelle's thinking about dinner last night, that Carolina pork chop that was on the menu.
That you should have ordered.
Yeah, I should have. Yeah. Chickened out last night.
That was a really good one.
You chickened out.
No, it's okay.
That was a great joke. There's a section on the questionnaire you can put a joke for us to read. So that one coming from Riley Little. We love doing our joke of the day. Lead off on for Brooklyn Jamerson.
Four of the last 6 hitters for Texas have had base hits, but they just haven't been able to string them together at the right time to push some runs across.
Even that Jasmine Guerrero line drive to center field was a well-struck ball that ended last inning.
Absolutely. Ooh, that was just foul.
Well, this season has been one that Brooklyn Jamerson dedicated to someone very special. This is her grandmother, Diane, and unfortunately Diane had a medical emergency at one of Brooklyn's games earlier in the season and would pass away later that night. So Brooklyn has dedicated this season to her grandmother. Was her biggest fan, came to all of her sporting events, no matter what sport she was playing. And that right there is Brooklyn's first hit at the World Series. Scenario Hughes hitting the gash, so stop at third though. And Brooklyn Jamerson to second.
This is Brooklyn Jamerson's first hit of the World Series, coming on the last day. She's had some good at-bats, went up and got that pitch, kept her hands on top of it to hit it hard and be able to get it through the infield, and Edward Ramos throwing up the stop sign for Zenaria Hughes to stop at third base.
I need a tap.
See how close up Sporingo was playing up the line.
Go this way, turn it in. Initiate it. Push it. I want to be about right here. Once they throw, we go. Don't go for the fake.
Looking for more of a push bunt from Taylor Caston, just reading the defense and what Sporingo and the other corner, Bonanno, how in they're playing. Trying to push it past them. They're just right on top of Caston as soon as that pitch is released.
Yeah, and Caston, again, also those toes way up on that line, pushed right up against home plate. They've been challenging her underneath her hands on that inside corner.
I got a runner at third. I got to do my job and put a ball on the ground for her. Make contact. Let's go.
2-2 to Caston.
A big opportunity for Texas here. And one thing that has impressed me, I think, about this Texas team is being able to rebound from yesterday's loss. Coming out here and scoring first, they could have been a little flat after wanting to go back-to-back, being the defending champs. They're playing for something here in this third place game.
Yeah, both of these teams have the opportunity to go out with a win.
Absolutely.
And that third place finish, I mean, you know how hard it is to even get to the Little League Softball World Series. So to finish in the top three, that's still a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal to make it to the Little League Softball World Series. Even bigger deal to win it or have a top three finish. Especially, we talked about it, but the competitiveness of the World Series this year just took a level up, took a step forward.
Gets jammed. Grace Weber turns and looks at Zenaria Hughes. And they said,
Called her out, but
Yeah.
I think we might.
they called Taylor Caston out.
You don't mind? I just want to get that looked at. That's it.
Wow. Yeah, I think they're going to probably overturn this.
So this is our third review in this game. Again, all of those being done in Williamsport. If you are correct in your challenge, then you get to keep it. Oh, wow. Definitely safe.
Yeah.
Should be an easy one to overturn, and that's the wheels of Taylor Caston that we talked about before.
While they look at this, Want to let you know about our Sunday night baseball matchup, the series finale between the NL East leading Braves, who have the best record in baseball, and the Mets at Citi Field, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Our coverage begins at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific, with a special 2-hour baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. Michael K. and A-Rod will have their K-Rod presentation on ESPN2. So just waiting on them to officially overturn this call that Taylor Caston was safe.
So it is interesting here to see what they're actually looking at, because this ball's on the infield, and you see she hits the white bag. When the ball is on the infield, when you play with a 2-bag system, you're supposed to hit the orange bag. So you have to see what the umpire calls. Did he call out because she stepped on the white bag instead of the orange bag? Versus, so you can only step on the white bag on a base hit when the ball's in the outfield. Typically, if the ball's on the dirt, you're supposed to hit the orange bag. So we'll see what the umpires actually say here and what they're actually looking for back in Williamsport. I mean, obviously, by the timing play, she looked obviously safe.
Right.
So not sure, obviously, what the umpire called the out on. Was it just maybe he was off on the timing of it, or did he actually call the out? Yes, okay.
Yeah,
so
okay. Well, thank you for that clarification, Michelle. Yeah. This is something, obviously, they use the orange safety bag in international softball.
Correct.
And I think it's coming to the college game. That was one of the new rules that they just implemented.
And so Coach Ramos is probably going to ask for explanation on this. That was a good catch by the umpire to actually see that, because I did not see that the first time through until we showed the replay, and then I was like, oh, okay, she stepped on the white bag instead of the orange bag. So anytime the ball's on the dirt or on the infield, you're required to hit the orange bag as you run through.
Caitlin Lau takes that pitch. And Zenaria Hughes scores 2-0 Texas.
And that, I think Emily Springo actually forgot how many outs there were after that long break. Just a slight loss of focus, because after she threw that throw to first base to get the out, she took her mask off and looked like she was about to run off the field, and that is going to result in another run for Texas because of Springo forgetting how many outs there are.
Now Kendall Brown. Brooklyn Jamerson is at third.
That's an important run, too, getting late in this game. Every run so critical to try to extend that lead with Connecticut's ability to score quickly with their offense.
Marina Cosmas trying to hustle over there. It's going to be tough. Close to the net.
It's a hot day to wearing all that catcher's gear. I mean, it is just steamy outside. Feels like 104. Temperature's supposed to keep rising today.
It means our championship game at 3 could be a scorcher. With the play on the field and the temperature.
That's right. Okay. Oh, real feel is actually 110.
Oh, goodness. It's gotten up since we've started, which makes sense. But
humidity feels like higher than 58% to me.
Steamy index. Got to make sure you have your sunscreen on.
Meteorologist Marie with that report for us. Thank you, Amanda. That's her alter ego.
Brought to you by meteorologist Marie, or wherever we actually really got that from.
Yep. 2-2 to Kendall Brown. Swing, miss, strikeout number 3 for Grace Weber.
Grace Weber continues to battle. Pitch on the inner half with a runner in scoring position. Great job getting out of the jam.